Hi guys, it's Aya. Welcome back to the channel. So for today, I wanted to talk about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict and kind of give all the information and what's happening, because I know a lot of people don't talk about it or they give the false sort of information. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So this whole Palestinian-Israeli conflict really started once Britain took occupation of Palestine. They occupied it around World War I and around World War II. Right after World War II, I believe, they gave that land to the Jewish and they named it Israel. And that is what really started it. That's what kicked off the Palestinians to start the first war. First, like, small war. There's constant death flowing throughout there, but the first technical war right after Israel was established. A little background on why the Palestinians decided to fight for their land right after Israel claimed the land to be theirs. Palestine and the Middle East are kind of the first sort of area to have like the first human civilization. It wasn't anybody else, really. It was the Middle East, which includes Palestine. And over there they had their first civilized region. They were the first. They had the first culture over there, the first religion, first educated, etc., etc. Palestinians have had their homeland before the Bronze Age, and the Bronze Age was one of the earliest forms of urban civilization. Throughout the Palestinians' lifetime with that land, they've been under occupation. People who've tried to take control include Egypt, Ottoman Turks, the Romans, ancient Greece, etc., etc. And throughout it all, they fought for their land and they've gained independence always, which is why they are so attached to their land. As stated earlier, this whole thing really started the conflict when Britain occupied. And during World War I, the British government issued the Balfour Declaration of 1917, and that states that they are in favor of the establishment of a national home for the Jewish in Palestine. And they captured Jerusalem a month later. The League of Nations issued a mandate to Britain over Palestine in 1942, so basically they allowed Britain to do whatever they pleased. And in 1936 through 1939, there was an Arab revolt in Palestine, which was a nationalist upbringing by the Palestinian Arabs against British colonial rule, and which caused mass Jewish immigration. After the Holocaust, the Jewish were really looking for a place to call their own. After all of the torture they have gone through, which I immensely understand. After the Holocaust, Britain gave the Jews the land that they had occupied, and that became Israel. And ever since that day, war has occurred. And now, it seems like, since the war, the Israeli government and the Israeli army are really killing the Palestinians. The Palestinians have no home, they have no food, no clean water, etc. In fact, the army is starting to arrest little Palestinian children. My mom told me about this. I'll try to find an article on it and put it down below. But there is this one picture on one of the articles I'll link below that has a picture with a little boy and an Israeli soldier, and that should explain it right there if I don't find the article. So yeah, they started to arrest Palestinian children for simply throwing rocks at the soldiers, And rocks are now the only Palestinian defense that Palestinians have against the discrimination and the torture that the Israeli army is throwing at them. Now, what I want to know and what I want to understand is if the Israeli government and the Israeli army know what being discriminated is like, and they know how the Holocaust was so horrible for them, which it was. You know, I just wonder if they know what it's like to be discriminated and to be hated and to be tortured, why would they do it to other people? Over land? Because they want to take control of all of Palestine when they really should have found somewhere else to take control of, to have a place to call their own? It doesn't make sense. So the Palestinian children, the Palestinian people are dying every single day, and they're being arrested for reasons that are not even actual reasons. They don't make sense. And what really, you know, everybody wants to call the Middle East a mess and just one big whole war spot that nobody should touch, nobody just, you know, don't pay attention to it. But really, if these big name countries like the US and Britain and Russia and France and whoever else would just leave the area alone, there wouldn't have been any war going on in the Middle East. Really, the whole reason that has sparked all this war and protest and whatever, it really started because these hotshot countries thought they were superior and they wanted to take control just because they can. Because they wanted special spices and whatever. It makes no sense. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for getting a little pushy there, and sorry if you hear talking in the background. My family's friends are over and they're kind of loud. I hope you enjoyed the video. Mine and Dima's blogs are down below if you want to check those out, and the articles that I used for this video are also down below if you guys want to check those out. I know you'll see like a Wikipedia source right there, and I know Wikipedia can't be trusted all the time, and I don't know if all the information on the link that I sent you is true, but I know the information that I used from that link is 100%. I don't know if all the information's right, but the one that I used was. Spread love, spread peace, and I will see you soon.